Welcome in, guys. We are here for week 5 of the Open Wheel Outlaws as they take on the Speed Palace. It's Port Royal, one of my favorite dirt tracks. High speed, high banked. Man, they know how to make them up in Pennsylvania. It is a great half-mile dirt track. I mean, it opened in 1938. It's been around for a long time. Fast Cash Culp says, good luck to my fellow racers. Hey, seeing some great sportsmanship out there already. Great. But what we were saying, guys, 1938 is when this opened. It's been around for a very long time, and there is a reason for it. You attract some of the best late model, street stock, sprint car, modifieds. Everything runs here. A lot of national series go there. The World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series has been going there since 78, off and on. They weren't a regular on the schedule until 2014. When they did get on in 2014, ever since, every week, or every year, they've been out there. The World of Outlaws late models also have been coming there since 2007. If you get the World of Outlaws out there, you got something going on with your track. Such an amazing deal. Then you got the signature race that they host here, the Tuscarora 50. It's been ran for the last 50 years, and big 50-lap event. It's great to see these guys out here running that as well. So, guys, we are almost 3 minutes and 20 seconds into qualifying. Let's go through. First, we'll go through our points leaders right now. Matt Grimm sits at the top of the board, currently at 470 points. He has a massive lead over last week's winner, Sean Stevens. That was his second win of the season. Sean is at 385. Andrew Thornton, who is out at a real-life dirt track today. Which, man, I'm jealous. Okay? I ain't even going to hide it. I'm jealous. They got racing down south. I'm up here in the frigid cold of Washington. I got to wait another month and a half. It's not fair. Mother Nature, you just need to stop. But Andrew Thornton is sitting third, 245 points. Heath Dyke, out of Australia, sitting 230 points. And Diego Alvarado, sitting at 225. That is your top 5 in points. Doesn't look like Alvarado's out here. We know Thornton isn't out here. I haven't seen Dyke yet. Let's see here. Nope, there he is. Actually, right on track. So Heath will be able to hopefully overjump Andrew Thornton tonight. Maybe gain some a little bit on Sean Stevens. Those two really good buddies. You know they're going to be probably running the same setups. And we watched them duke it out last week. We'll watch them duke it out again tonight. It is the return of a pro driver, Tanner Pettit. He is out here to make sure he can get his revenge. First race with the Outlaws didn't go too well. Well, we're going to have to see what he can do tonight. And just like that, guys, we are going to get into a heat race number 1. Speaking of Tanner Pettit, he is on the pole for heat race number 1. Mr. Scott Tomlinson out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Great to see him out here. One of the regulars with the B-Main Bandits. Your points leader, Mr. Matt Grimm, will be inside row number 2. Bruce Jones, haven't said that name this season, I don't believe. So great to see more guys coming out. He will be outside row number 2. Cash Culp, inside row number 3, with Stephen Metcalf out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Outside row number 3. Larry Moody out of St. Louis, Missouri, will be inside of row number 4. And we are showing Gaetano Paparazzo, who has not gridded yet, but we will see if he shows up. And Tanner Pettit is the last one on the grid here. I don't believe Gaetano is going to make it. So that will be our drivers for heat race number 1. These 360 sprint cars are raring to go. It's a great night for some racing. Oh, boys, it's going to be an action-packed night here at Port Royal. Gaetano does make it out onto the grid. Great to see Gaetano out here once again. That number 9 NOS car. Man, that's a tongue twister, boys. But number 9 NOS car is out here. Always amazing to see. Looks like pace truck lights are off. They may be going only one pace lap here. We will see in 3 and 4 if the truck does pull off. And it does not. So we will have one more pace lap. Now, guys, we do have to mention our great sponsors here tonight. J1 Designs, your one-stop shop for anything design-wise. Those guys are amazing. And then we have O'Brien Mechanical Services. They throwing up the money tonight, guys. The winner's going to take home $30. Last week it was $20. They're upping it even more to $30. Getting these guys out here. Who's going to take it home? We do not know. Tanner Pettit is a great choice, but man, a lot of big names. Matt Grimm, Scott Thomason, Sean Stevens. Those guys are going to give him hell tonight. We will see how everything shakes up for the feature tonight. But heat race number 1 is on the way. And Tanner Pettit fires. We are green at Port Royal for heat race number 1. Tanner rocking that mid-line as we are going side by side further back. Thomason and Grimm fighting for P2. Bruce Jones holding down 4 solidly with Stephen Metcalf behind him. Throwing that slider. Not clear, though. They do make contact, but it looks like Bruce Jones, who has rotated to the back, is still going. So that will put Metcalf up into 4th. Culp in 5th. Gaetano has moved up 2 spots. Your biggest mover of the night into 6th. Larry Moody and Bruce Jones round out the pack. Tons of great racing here as Tanner Pettit has said, see you guys later. I am a pro for a reason. Almost a 1 second gap over your points leader, Matt Grimm, who is no slouch. Thomason behind, about half a second behind Grimm. Metcalf and Culp have both single filed out. The battle we want to watch is back here. Who is fighting to not be the best of the rest? We shall see if Bruce Jones has a little bit of damage to his car. He might be able to get back up there into 7th. But great thing, everybody will be making the field tonight. So these guys, as they are single filed out, they are trying to just find any sort of speed as they are seeing the masterclass put on by Pettit currently. 2 to go. Next time by, we will get the white flag. Barney's waving it. White flag. It is a flag of surrender for the rest of the field. Without a huge major mistake here, Tanner Pettit will be your heat race number 1 leader. Oh! He does make the mistake. Can Grimm get to him? No, he can't. Grimm closed the gap, but it did not help. Grimm will be in 2nd. Scott Thomason in 3rd. Metcalf in 4th. Gaetano in 5th. Cash Culp, Larry Moody, and Bruce Jones round out the field for your finishers in heat race number 1. And here we go for our second heat race of the night. This should be the finale for heat races, and we will get into the main feature tonight. 30 lap feature, 24 cars maximum. There's only 16 in the field. Everyone will make it, thankfully. Let's start off. He's P2 in the points. He has 2 wins in the last 4 weeks. It is Mr. Sean Stevens. To his outside will be Josh Whiteman joining up today. It's great to see another guy popping out here. Going to be interesting to see if he can hang with the big guns in the open wheel Outlaws. Inside, row number 2 is Logan Mann with Amanda Meninga on the outside. Going to have to see if that is an actual female, which if she already has my vote. I want to see her win. I would love to see her stomp the boys, but we'll have to see if that is just a name change. Chad Griggs on the inside of row number 3 with Heath Dyke out of Australia. No, I am sorry. It is Peyton Overmeyer outside row number 3. Heath Dyke and Andy Anderson will be on row number 4 for your heat race number 2 tonight. Pace truck is going to get off here momentarily, and we will get fired for heat race number 2. Fast Cash Culp, thank you for the follow. Thank you for coming out and supporting Warlord Gaming and the Open Wheel Outlaws. Let's watch some great racing tonight. Sean Stevens has been dominant, especially in his 2 victories. I believe he's only ran 3 races. This is his 4th. As he crosses the start-finish line, we are green in heat race number 2. It's out to a great jump. Josh Whiteman quickly moving up into 2nd. Logan Mann right behind him, but he's got to fight off Amanda and Chad Griggs. Throw a blanket over 4th through 7th currently. They are nose to tail. Who's going to make the move? Who's going to throw the slider? Heath had a great week last week. Can he get up here? Can he show that speed once again at a large track as he's working to get around Peyton Overmeyer? Griggs, Meninga, and Mann all fighting it out for that last podium spot. It's the battle to watch tonight in heat race number 2 as iRacing doing iRacing things. Looks like Logan Mann lost his top wing for just a moment. A lot closer race. Sean Stevens hasn't pushed the gap like Tanner did in heat race number 1, but he's quickly closing in on it. We're looking 3/4 of a second over Josh Whiteman currently, with Logan Mann doing everything he can to get into 2nd, but he's watching that gap extend as he has to fight off Chad Griggs and Amanda, who are fighting for P4 right behind him. Side by side with Overmeyer and Heath Dyke. Heath does throw the slider, gets it to clear. Peyton cannot get the crossover on him. Give P6 to Mr. Dyke as he starts looking in on Amanda Meninga as he's trying to get everything he can on this white flag lap. Sean Stevens is going to cruise to a very, very easy heat race number 2 win. Josh Whiteman takes 2nd. Logan Mann will be the 3rd on the podium. Chad Griggs in 4th. Amanda Meninga, Heath Dyke. It's going to be a great race, boys. As we get going here. Oh, Fastcast Culp coming in. I love getting cut off throwing a slider. Hey, man, it's racing. You guys look good out there in heat race number 1. So we'll have to see what you guys can do in the feature. So again, guys, O'Brien Mechanical Services is putting up $30 tonight. 3-0 for the winner of this race. Who's got the setup? Who's got the changes in the track and it can adapt to them well enough? Who can rip that cushion and take home this victory tonight? Only time will tell. 5 minutes of warm-up for these guys to dial it in before we go 30 laps of feature racing tonight. We'll let you guys listen to the sights and sounds of iRacing. We'll be back for the feature. Guys, coming from John O'Brien himself, Mr. Race Control and owner of the Open Wheel Outlaws, we will be running 10 minutes of warm-up tonight instead of the 5. That way these guys can try to work in the track a little bit more, make it a little bit more racy, and let these guys have a little bit more fun out here for 30 laps. So, enjoy the sights and sounds. We will be back here in just a few minutes. Well, guys, I hope during that break you were able to get your snacks, get your soda, your beer, and everything from the snack bar. Get back to your seats. We have almost 30 seconds before our main feature tonight. There'll be 30 laps around this amazing half-mile track. Cannot wait to see who's going to take home the hardware and that $30 tonight. Thank you once again, O'Brien Mechanical Services. They say they can work on everything. I challenge you guys. I challenge you. Find something they can't work on and let me know. I just out of curiosity, I want to see what they can do. If they say they can work on anything, hey, better to you, but make them prove it. All right, guys, we are ready to go for our 30-lap feature. On the pole tonight is Tanner Pettit. To his outside will be Sean Stevens. P3 is Matt Grimm, your points leader. Josh Whiteman to his outside. Scott Robinson inside row number 3. Logan Mann outside row number 3. Stephen Metcalf and Chad Griggs make up row number 4. Gaetano Papalardo. Man, I have such a hard time with your name, Gaetano. I am so sorry. But he will be inside row number 5 with Amanda Meninga to his outside. Then it'll be Heath Dyke and Cash Culp. Peyton Overmeyer, Larry Moody, Andy Anderson, and Bruce Jones. Rounding out your field of 15. The only one who does not take the grid is Peyton Overmeyer. $30 laps, 15 cars, and $30 on the line. Who's going to take it home? Does anybody have anything for Tanner Pettit? Will he go to the back once again? When they came and ran at Lucas Oil, him and Ryan Avila, they went from the back to the front. It did end up biting Mr. Tanner Pettit where he did not want it to go. Him and Matt Grimm having that issue on the last lap. And it looks like Tanner will go to the back once again. I'll have to be on the lookout for that. That will put Matt Grimm right beside Sean Stevens for this restart, or for this start of our 30-lap feature. 1 and 2 in the points, 1 and 2 tonight, and Matt Grimm will lead us off. We are green flag racing at Port Royal. Matt jumps straight up to that high side. You're going to see a lot of guys up here going for that cushion. You have Thomason, Whiteman, everybody going for it right here. Thomason working that low line. As we are under caution for the first time tonight. It's like Gaetano is the unfortunate victim. Go back and take a look and see what happened to Gaetano here. Just loose out of 3 and 4. Unfortunate net code. Like him and Logan Mann just, they touch and they cannot get unlocked. So after that initial start, Matt Grimm, Sean Stevens, and Stephen Metcalf are your top 3. Then it's Whiteman, Thomason, and Culp, Dyke, Moody, Meninga, and Tanner Pettit up 5 spots. He did go to the back. We are only 3 laps in, and he is up 5 spots already. Anyone taking any bets on how quickly he can get to the front? I'm saying lap 9. Lap 9, he'll be up there. in the top 3. Anybody want to bet their $30 win-ins tonight? Hey, come on, contact me. Let's talk about it in chat. But that may be a bet you do not want to take. Now, for the pro to get up here, Mr. Tanner Pettit is going to have to get around some amazing fast guys. Matt Grimm is in the championship lead for a reason. He's been on the podium the most out of everybody in the Open Wheel Outlaws. And then he has the Tasmanian right on his outside, Mr. Sean Stevens. Don't know what they feed them boys down in Tasmania, but they got a knack for this dirt. It's always great to watch Sean out here. Pace truck will pull off. Matt Grimm will bring us back to green. They enter 3 and 4. Strap down your belts, boys. We are getting back on the loud pedal here at Port Royal. And Mr. Grimm steps on it, launches. We are going once again. Barney's waving the green flag. And look who jumps into second. It is Chad Griggs. Oh, no. I am sorry. That looks like Stephen Metcalf. In the number 70 machine, we have some bumping and grinding going on here. Metcalf setting his sights on Grimm as Grimm gets up into the wall. Looks like we do have a yellow flag. Do not know what it's for here. Let's go ahead and go back and take a quick look. As you see Grimm here, looks like it might have been further back in the field. Lots of sparks that you see Thomason in the wall, but he does keep it going. Might have been just a precautionary yellow thrown by race control. Which we do want these guys out here racing and racing safely. Mr. Ripper, I will not take that. I'm taking Tanner. If you want to pick someone else, I'll bet you a burger. But I ain't betting against Tanner Pettit. I've seen him out here, and it's going to take a massive, massive, massive incident once again to take Tanner Pettit off that podium. So now that we're betting food here, how much you gonna bet? How about you bet a rack of ribs on Mr. Matt Grimm taking over or beating Tanner Pettit tonight? You want to take that one, Ripper? And of course, we do not condone betting here at Warlord Gaming. If you have an issue, there is helplines. Please call them. Google them. They're everywhere. Betting is not a good thing to do. Gambling is not a good thing to do, guys. But watching the Open Wheel Outlaws on Friday nights, it is just that perfect. Pace car is off. We will be back green once again. It is Grimm, Metcalf, Whiteman, and Stevens, your top 4. Grimm will launch once again. Can Metcalf get the jump into 1? He sends it low. There it goes. Grimm, they make contact. Everybody is going. See what happened to Mr. Metcalf here. Looks like his car might be harmed. He is in the back, way off the pace. Grimm will jump out to a 0.6 of a second lead over Sean Stevens. Whiteman in that final podium spot. But look who is here. It is Mr. Tanner Pettit. Boys, it is only 6 laps down, and he is already up into 4th place. We'll see where iRacing puts him. May slide him back a couple here. But he is coming, guys. It slides him back currently into P number 7. Let's go back and take a look and see what exactly brought out the caution this time around. It's like possibly Meninga involved here. Oh, Gaetano. What happened there, buddy? Let's go back and take a look. Coming out at 2. 3 wide situation. Makes contact with the guy on the outside. Junks it down into the inner wall. Unfortunate for Scott Thomason as well. But it looks like Scott, after going to pit lane, might be back. And yes, he is, guys. It'll be 25 laps left to go. 24 at the line when they take that green from Barney. What a joy this is going to be. Just chaos all over this track. These guys are full send all the time. And you wouldn't want to have it any other way. They start getting 2 by 2 here. Grimm, Stevens, Whiteman, and Culp. Your top 4. Followed by Moody and Pettit in that 6th spot. He's only got 4 laps left for my prediction. Can he get around 2 more guys? We will see. Matt Grimm will lead them back to green once again here at Port Royal. On the loud pedal, Barney is waving his arms off, getting the green out here. Grimm gets out to a great run. Stevens rocking that high side will have the momentum to stay in 2nd. Whiteman on the top, but oh, here comes Pettit. We watched it live, but man, I cannot believe it. What a bold slider to throw. Let's go back and watch that once again here. And let's watch it from his cockpit, guys. As you see him going in 3 and 4, he just sends it down low. Loses track of Stevens. And Stevens just has nowhere to go. Pettit goes for a wild ride. And he will go to pit road to get his fast repair and see if he can get back out here. Unfortunately, and it happened, we needed a big event to stop my prediction. Well, there we go, guys. The pro will be going from the back once again. We'll see him up there in about 10 laps. Your running order after all the chaos is Grimm, Stevens, Whiteman, Culp, Moody, your top 5. Then it's Anderson, Jones, Meninga, Mann, and Metcalf to round out your top 10. And then it's Thomason, Dyke, Overmeyer, Griggs, and Pettit in the back third of the field. A lot of great names. You have Dyke, you have Pettit, you have Thomason all at the back of the field. Watch for them to be advancing and getting up there in the top 5. There is a ton of heavy hitters in this league. They will go single file. Great call by John O'Brien. Single file for this restart. He wants these guys to calm down and get some green flag racing. So we will have a long train of 16 360 sprint cars for this next restart. Staying high in 3 and 4. You'll see him cut down when he gets on that loud pedal. That 360 will be screaming for all it's worth. And there we go. Barney waves the green flag. We are green flag racing once again. 23 laps left in this 30-lap feature. Look farther in the back. We do have a lot of great double file and some triple wide or 3 wide racing. The number 70 throws a massive slider, but starts losing some ground. Bruce Jones looking great here. Oh, contact. Bruce Jones flips over. That'll be our next caution, guys. Don't think we need to go back and take a look at it. We watched it live. Unfortunate for Bruce Jones. Straight to pit road. Caution once again. So far, your biggest mover of the night is Andy Anderson in that number 19 car. You gotta love a nice, clean, white sprint car. He's up 10 positions. After that, it is Larry Moody at 8. Cash Culp up 7. Lots of great movers tonight. And so far, your fastest lap of the race is Mr. Sean Stevens. The Tasmanian has shown up tonight, and he wants that 3rd win of the season. Lined up single file. We will be green flag racing. 21 laps to go at the line. This half mile is ready to put on a great show. 360s are raring to go. We are green flag racing again. Let's watch further in the back. See who's going to make those moves. See Cash Culp up on the outside. Larry Moody trying to work the inside. Can he throw the slider? Can he clear Cash? Not yet. He's staying down low. We have another crash. Looks like Tanner Pettit is the cause for this one. Tanner working that inside. See Heath Dyke get some contact there. I don't know if Cash, or not Cash, but Tanner really knew he was on the inside there. It's like it was Chad Griggs who he made contact with. Unfortunate for Pettit and Griggs. Both of them tow immediately to pit road. Richie, it's going great, buddy. It's been an amazing night. These guys are getting crazy with the 360s here at Port Royal. I know John O'Brien is loving the car count tonight. We had 18 show up. Actually, correction, 16 show up. Might help if I can do some math here. But 16 cars, only one so far is laps down, and that is Gaetano, who's had a couple incidents. Looks like John O'Brien is advancing pace laps quicker and quicker to get these guys going. As just like that, we are back on it. Grimm will lead them once again, followed by Stevens, Whiteman, and Culp. And just like that, we are back green once again. Great start by Grimm. As contact between Stevens and Moody. See multiple sprint cars here around. Just not a great look. So far, the only one that's been able to stay out of anything is Mr. Matt Grimm as he leads the pack. Let's go back and take a quick look from Mr. Sean Stevens' point of view. And Sean has no idea that there's anybody there. Unfortunate. P2 in the championship standings. And he is on pit road. That will allow Matt Grimm to gain a rather more sizable lead than he already has on this field. currently we do only have 6 cars on the track. Andy Anderson is catching up. Cash Culp was caught in that. He's catching up to the field. Sean Stevens is still on pit road. Steven Metcalf. It's like Larry Moody, Tanner Pettit. Where are those two boys at? It's like they are not even on track. Bruce Jones and Gaetano Papalardo may not make it out either. Unfortunate, it was a great, strong crowd tonight. But we have halved the field. Unfortunate for the Open Wheel Outlaws, but a great points night for some of these guys that are able to fight the battle of attrition. Matt Grimm will launch us once again, followed by Meninga and Overmeyer. Heath Dyke has worked his way up 8 spots now, up into 4th, but he's got to hold off Whiteman and Mann. It is going to be a very interesting race. Oh, we have Meninga just sideways on the straightaway, not able to navigate the slick. Heath Dyke hasn't been able to capitalize just yet. Everybody trying to rip that cushion, but there goes Dyke, shoots it low into 1 and 2, slides back in right behind Overmeyer. Great slide drive by Dyke. That will put him up into 3rd. Logan Mann has his sights on Meninga in 4th. Whiteman is following right behind as Whiteman looks low, trying to gain that spot, get in the top 5 over Logan Mann. Anderson working his way back up, and Culp, after that incident, is doing everything he can. And look at who is back out here. It is Mr. Sean Stevens. He is a man on a mission right now. He is wheeling that 360, trying to get up there, and says, Matt Grimm, I am coming, buddy. Grimm currently has a 2.5 second lead over Overmeyer. Meninga and Dyke fighting for that 3rd position, almost 2 seconds behind Overmeyer. The battle back here right now is Sean Stevens just taking off. It's like he might be a lap down. Unfortunately, yes, he is. But Culp and Whiteman fighting for that P6 position. And whoever gets that position is going to be able to try to track down Mr. Andy Anderson. Logan Mann has caught up to a Meninga. As there goes Stevens working to the inside of Meninga. He is a lap down, guys. He's going for his lap. He wants it back. Heath Dyke, his buddy from Australia, is right in front of him. Don't imagine he's going to fight him there too hard. Stevens is going to need a miracle to get back into the top 3 as we have 10 laps to go. Grimm now at a staggering 4.5 second lead over Overmeyer. Grimm just enjoying the Friday night drive here in Pennsylvania. Dyke currently holds on to that 3rd position, putting him up on the podium. He's loving it. As there goes Stevens right below him. And he says, okay, buddy, hey, you're racing hard. Get you going. Go get your lap back. Man is almost 2 seconds behind Dyke. And we are back under yellow once again. It's like Meninga, the cause of the issues here. So that's Meninga, and looks like Anderson. And a lot of net code here tonight in Pennsylvania. Unfortunate. There was no contact there, but Anderson does get spun. The biggest loser there was Mr. Sean Stevens. Unfortunately, there is no waiver rounds. Oh, John O'Brien is giving him a waiver round. Put Stevens back in the fight. Mr. Matt Gribb, you better watch out. You have the crazy, angry Tasmanian coming after you. He wants that win. He wants that third podium, that third win of the season. And things just got a lot more interesting here in Port Royal, as he falls into line right behind Mr. Logan Mann in the 5th spot. Meninga right behind him. Andy Anderson is off of pit road. Culp off track. Whiteman off track. Thomason off track. Metcalf, Moody, Pettit, Griggs, Jones, and Papalardo are all your DNF drivers tonight. Unfortunate for everyone there. Hopefully we'll see them back next week. Pace truck is in. Grimm will lead them to green once again. 7 laps to go at the line. He's had an easy time so far, but he has Stevens, who has already worked his way through this field once. Can he do it again to get up there? He's going to have 6 laps to do it, as he makes quick work of Andy Anderson, working on the high side around Meninga. Stevens sets his sights on Mann. Mann is running that top. Can Stevens do anything with a slider? 5 laps to go. Grimm out to a staggering lead already over Overmeyer. Dyke doing what he can to get that P2 position. Only 4 laps to go. Stevens now. Can he get around Logan Mann? We will see. Stevens cuts it low in 3 and 4. Does not get the drive. 3 laps to go. Throws the slider. Logan Mann crosses him over. They are side by side. Who's it going to be in 3 and 4? Huge slider, but it's into the wall for Mann, and up and over the wall. We are back under caution. Great battling by these two. You see Mann and Stevens just duking it out here. But Logan Mann, you cannot send it that hard, buddy. Taps the wall, goes over, and that wing's waving to the crowd. There goes all those insurance premiums. Unfortunate for Logan Mann. He will have to tow to pit road. Hopefully he's able to get back out there. Definitely not what Grimm wants to see. It has been a huge, huge caution-ridden race. It is Grimm, Overmeyer, Dyke, and Stevens in 4th. Meninga and Anderson round out the field of 6 cars on the track currently. As the pace truck leads the parade of single file 360s, we will see if the lights go out this time round And it will be 2 laps to go, a 2-lap shootout. Does anybody have it for Grimm? Can Stevens overtake 2 for 1 in 1 and 2 to even have a shot on him? Going to be a lot of bold moves, really bold moves over the next couple laps. All Grimm has to do is get a great restart, start running from the Australians, and hopefully take home that $30 and the hardware tonight. Pace truck is off. Grimm will lead them to the green. Round in 3 and 4. Strap down those belts. Get on the loud pedal. We are green for a 2-lap shootout here at Port Royal. Grimm gets a great start. Peyton Overmeyer right behind him. Dyke and Stevens. Dyke and Stevens are buddies. Let's see how they will race here. Currently running the same line. Stevens looks low. Side by side with Dyke. White flag is out. Can Stevens hold on to that 3rd spot? Overmeyer too far back for a slide job. Matt Grimm will walk to an easy victory tonight. Overmeyer 2nd. Stevens will take the final podium spot over his buddy Dyke. Meninga, Anderson, and Mann are the last cars to survive on the track. 16 started, 7 finished. Not what you want to see, but makes some great racing. A very caution-laden race here tonight. Very caution-laden. These guys were sending it very hard in, doing everything they can just to gain spots. The only one it benefited was Matt Grimm up front. As we wait to see if anybody will jump in the Discord for the post-race interviews, it is Stevens, Overmeyer, and Grimm we are looking for. Don't really have too much to say here, boys. Just speechless. These guys are normally very, very clean. And to see this many cautions, it shows the turbulations of a new league. You get these guys, they haven't ever really ran around each other. And some guys get more aggressive, and it does not work out. And it is unfortunate. But as time goes on, these guys will grow and know who they can and can't get away with things. So, let's get into those post-race interviews. First off, we have your 3rd place finisher. That is Mr. Sean Stevens. Sean, it is Ed up in the booth. You got me?
Certainly do, mate. How are ya?
I'd imagine I'm doing a little bit better than you. You took some hard licks out there tonight, but it looks like you were able to salvage a great podium out of it. Not what anybody wanted to see as far as the racing quality tonight, but you got it done, man. What was the key to getting back up there?
Look, I was happy to sit 2nd there for a while behind Matt. He's always fast. I didn't really have the setup in, so I just chucked in whatever and just winged it pretty much. And, yeah, well, as far as getting back up there goes, to be honest, when I pitted in, I wasn't going to come back out. I was just going to call it quits and park the car and put her up for the night. But I thought, no, I'll wait for me towing to finish and go back out there. And went back out there and battled my way back up front. And, yeah, the cautions were just insane. Like, there was just way too many cautions. That probably is what I was losing interest with the most, was how many cautions there was. But it is what it is. Hopefully we find a solution and move forward, but hard to say. But, yeah, overall, glad to be on 3rd, I suppose. Points is points, and when you're going against Matt in points, it's you got to take every single one you can.
No, I get that completely. And we talked about it before we pulled you in here a little bit, but this is a new league. How much do you think that contributes into the cautions and the, how do I say this nicely? I don't believe there is a way. The lack of awareness tonight. You know, guys,
Yeah.
they
Yep.
didn't see where other guys were on the track. And unfortunately, it turned into a lot of torn up race cars. Do you believe it's something they can possibly
Well,
work
sometimes
on?
I think a lot of them, they know how to drive. I just think a lot of fast guys have just found themselves, towards the end of the field where they don't normally sit. So they try and make every move they possibly can early in a race. When then that brings out cautions, and then from cautions breed cautions. You're just trying to get back up there, but I think the best way to go about it is just be patient. Find the racing line. Find where the speed's at, and where you get good runs, and build momentum, and take your moves, slide and clean. Relax. Don't overdo it when you do a slider or anything like that. Don't overdo it with your throttle and hold it just flat the whole time, especially on entry where it's slick upon entry. You're going flat-footed through the slick upon entry. The car's just going to go sideways and just be on the limiter the whole time around the corner. But you want to sort of just lift off the full throttle, so don't get that wheel spin on entry of the corner, and then put it flat, and then that'll help you just burn right the way around, and keep it going. But a lot of people, they just hold a flat knacker, and
A lot of great words out of you tonight, Sean. It was a great run by you. Before we let you go, you got anybody out there you want to shout out? Any supporters? Any sponsors?
Yeah, absolutely. Just all the guys at Wyobi, everyone who supports me and gets behind me. I really appreciate it. And we'll just move on to next week and see how we go. Thank you for putting on the broadcast. Massive shout out to Open Wheel Outlaws, getting it done every time. It's a good league to be a part of, really is. There is some good guys in here, and I reckon it'll go a long way. So well done, Matt, on the win and the money. And we'll see you next week.
All right, Sean, we'll see you next week, buddy. And with that, we go to our second place finisher, Mr. Peyton Overmeyer. Peyton, it's Ed up here in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I do. How's it going?
Good, Peyton. I imagine you're happy with the result tonight. You're able to work your way up the field. You came up 12 spots into P2. My big question of the night is, did you have anything for Matt? Were you able to try to get up there and maybe steal a victory tonight?
I really gave it all I could. He was so fast, man. He just had the better car. I tried to give it everything I could. The yellow before last, man, he just had a huge gap on me, so I knew I had to change something up if there was going to be another yellow, which there was. I settled down on the gas, didn't let him get out too far compared to the last yellow before that, but he was just so quick. I don't think I could have had anything for him.
Well, it is your first podium of the season. It's great to see you out here, man. Before we let you go, any supporters, any sponsors out there that you do want to shout out?
Yeah, I don't got no sponsors, but I do got a lot of good buddies, that I get on this game every day with. So I just like to give a huge shout out to them. Tanner Pettit, Gaetano, Andy. Those guys just a great group to get on the sim with. Always fast, always good. Just a huge shout out to them, especially Tanner. He does a lot for me on the game. So
now, okay,
especially a huge shout out to him.
You messaged Gaetano, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to pronounce his last name for me.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
It is Gaetano Papalardo.
Papalardo,
yes.
Okay. So we've been close. I'm pretty sure I've said that a couple times on the broadcast. Man, it is arguably one of the strangest last names I've ever seen. So.
Oh yeah, I believe he's Italian, so I think that's where it comes from. So.
Well, hey, you learn something new every day. Thank you for letting me know the proper pronunciation of it. We'll let you get out of here, Peyton. You have a good night, buddy.
Oh yeah, thank you, and thank you to John O'Brien for setting this up. So.
All right.
Pumped to be out here next week.
Well, we'll see you next week, buddy. You have a good night.
Oh, yeah, you as well.
That was your second place finisher, guys. Y'all have been wanting to hear this guy talk again. Wait, I'm pretty sure by now he is asleep. It is your winner, Matt Grimm. How did you stay awake? Just being able to pull out to that massive lead tonight.
I'll tell you that many cautions. It's pretty easy to doze off and get out of the zone, but luckily we had some green runs there at the end and got to get back into somewhat of a rhythm. I wish we could have finished it green, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Well, another great finish for you. You already have a massive championship lead. Without you missing probably a race or two, you've almost locked up the championship points. We'll have to do some math and see. But obviously, your second win of the season, you love seeing it. You love seeing it for the points. You get the $30 from O'Brien Mechanical Services. I just blanked. I am sorry, guys. Amazing run. Hey, do you think there was anybody out there that could have even sniffed your back bumper tonight?
Oh, I'm sure if Pettit and Wiseman got up to me, that would have been a pretty much over with at that point. Tanner's definitely going to be quicker than I am, but I was definitely hoping to at least put up a good fight. Luckily, it never really came to that. I don't know what all happened to all them guys, but got kind of fortunate, I think.
Well, it is an amazing victory for you. A dominant victory. Before we let you go, is there any sponsors, any supporters out there that you do want to shout out?
Well, just thanks to Keep Digging and Tight Lines Apparel for being on the car. Thanks to John for putting us on and the sponsors that put the money up. And hopefully we can come out of here with a championship. And yeah, it's been fun. It's had some rough weeks, but hopefully it gets all fixed here before long and we can get back to some good racing.
Well, only time will tell. Matt, we will see you next week. Great run once again, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks.
You guys heard it from the staple of the Open Wheel Outlaws. Matt Grimm is the only one that's been here every week since week 1. He has a dominant lead because of it. 2 wins out of 5 weeks. Stand-up guy, stand-up racer. An amazing symbol for the Open Wheel Outlaws. Arguably, probably the best candidate for their first champion. You'll love to see it. It was a very turbulent race. Not what Mr. O'Brien was wanting to see tonight. You're going to have those. You take your lumps when it comes to iRacing and when it comes to running a league and race control. But the key is we will be back next week. You stand up every week. You do what you can. And you stay around. You will get the guys in here that want to run. You'll get the guys that want to run clean. Just takes time. Biggest news, guys. We will be back Tuesday with the B-Main Bandits. You'll see some of the guys out here tonight on that Tuesday broadcast. Got something special coming for y'all. Make sure you tune in. Till then, guys, we'll see you next week. Keep on sending it in.